Hello, authors. Welcome back to learning about the abuses that do not bruise. In the first part of my life story, we covered some basics of how abuse without bruises occurs in everyday life. In the second part of the story, we are going to dive deeper into the more harmful ways abuses without bruising happen. So far, everything I've shared has been within my closest acquaintances and family. The offenders were people I knew and could put a face to. This is why I wanted to begin this part of the story with an entirely different kind of abuser. Some abusers operate from the shadows, unseen, but seemingly everywhere. After Mum and Dad divorced, she began working full-time to cover the bills. When she was able to afford it, she sent us kids to daycare for a few hours after school. It did not take long to realize she could not afford that. So it was arranged that my best friend's mum would check in on us kids at our home after school. This was not a problem for the neighbor. We walked to school with her daughter every day. After the stunt I pulled when I put poop in her daughter's shoe, Mum knew she would not let us kids get into any trouble. We kids did chores, homework, played, and had a snack most days, in that order. It wasn't exactly bad from a kid's point of view. We were free. All of us took the responsibility with great pride. We did not want to lose our new privilege with its additional respect from Mum for us. We were a huge burden on my mum. Still, she managed to let you know she loved you and appreciated you when it really counted. Us kids never really had a hard time in these days. We were all working together as a team. My sister was 11, I was 8, and my brother was 6. We had been taught everything about stranger danger, giving a hoot, and that only we could prevent forest fires. We had the emergency numbers next to the phone and had directions on how to answer the door to people when no adult was there. We never had to face a creep coming into the house or someone trying to take us while we played outside. One thing was overlooked, though, that instilled fear into us until we moved from that home. In those days, there were no cell phones. Everything was done on a landline. We had no caller ID. 911 did not exist, and you could ring 0 to talk to an operator. About a month after Mum shifted us from daycare to the house, the phone began ringing about 10 minutes after we got home every day. The caller never spoke. They would grunt, moan, or breathe heavily into the receiver. My sister and I told Mum about the intrusion. It only added more worries to her list, which she had no solutions for. I saw the raw emotions it brought out of her, a mixture of fear and fierceness behind the beauty. I remember thinking I would not want to be them when she finds them. My mom is not a forceful woman. She was always a lady, until a line was crossed. She still has this conviction, and it serves her well. But later in this part of the tale, she is manipulated out of using it to all of our detriment. After a week thinking about it, Mum told us to not answer the phone until a chosen hour from then on, the breather. Our nickname for the offender would not be answered if us girls knew it was Mom on the other end of the line. This idea worked for a short time, a few days to be exact, but the breather's calls began coming again. They escalated in content at this point. When the calls came in, the breather began to say how they wanted us, the things they wanted to do to us sexually. He would tell us what we were wearing that day or speak about watching us in the shower that evening. I was too young to understand their sex words, but they terrified me in their tone. I heard a man that knew who I was, a man who knew I was a defenseless child, a man who knew I was terrified of him as he terrified me more. Through his fantasies of violating me and my sister, we began to find pieces of wood to jam the window, panes from being opened, put bolt locks on the doors, and Mum started leaving the cast iron pan out on the stove after cleaning it. instead of putting it in the cupboard. We were as safe as we were going to be. Still, I knew that the breather had to be someone close to my family. They found out, in days, what time Mum was calling. They probably were watching us girls walking to school, playing outside, and probably through our windows, as this was one of the things they had told us over the phone. We were terrorized for some sick mind to find pleasure in it. There was nothing the police could do. The calls robbed my sister and I of any implied trust from a man. We know what some people keep hidden behind obscured identities. We know that it had to be someone we knew, and they wore a mask in our presence to hide their sickness. To us, every man was potentially the breather. We never felt safe from that ever again, even to this day. The creepiness of the male gaze just continued to add to our wariness of men in those days of growing into adolescence. The overly handsy hugs at the church, them staring at your ass while in your softball uniform, whistling at you when you pedaled by on your bike, and so many more times. Grown men sexualized little girls to their faces. It was disgusting. We were taught how to manage it. We were not taught to call it out and shame it. We were not taught that this way's a bus. We were taught it was our responsibility to not be violated. We were taught that the choices of another person were made by our actions, not theirs. We were told to take different routes, wear different clothes, change the times we went to certain places, go nowhere alone, etc. We weren't taught how to avoid the abuse or to report it. We were taught how not to get blamed if we got caught. These are all violations of a person's self-autonomy. These creeps who ogle and sexualize innocent people, no matter what their age, are the lowest scum of humanity. Those who hide their depravity until they violate another by forcing it on another. These actions happen everywhere, every hair of every day, to innocent, unwilling people without their consent, violating their person through psychological warfare. Nobody has the right to violate another like this. None of us was born to be the object for another. These offenders kill a part of the human experience for those who experience it. They steal peace of mind that a citizen in a society should be protected by law from being violated like this. These offenses make the world unsafe, yet today they still happen, nearly 40 years later. I hope this story has helped you identify more red words in your story's authors. The only advice I have to give to you for these types of offenses are to keep journals, report the offense, speak out about your personal experiences, and most importantly, learn self-defense. Mom gave us girls pocket knives when we became teenagers to carry on us for our safety. You know, most men don't know why women go to the bathroom in groups. We do so because the restroom is always in a dark corner where nobody can see. This creates a prime location for being violated or abducted. Authors, it does not matter what sex you are. These types of violations are a part of our society. It's time to make these red words well known by all, so we can replace them with thepable words to heal the wounds in our societies. This second part of the story is going to get very dark, very quick. It will not be easy to learn how volatile abuse without bruises can be. Know that I am with you, authors. My lived experience is not what defines me. It is the story of me that has become an avenue for truth, bringing awareness to things that harm in the world without leaving visible evidence. We all get to decide what we do with our stories in life. We are the authors who determine who we are through the words we chose to define ourselves. Cheers to you, authors, for having the guts to learn the darker side of life. I hope you all find the courage to face the things we fear and the strength to face them without shame. like so many of us were taught to do.